Welcome to the TikTok Influencers You Really Should Know About, the podcast dedicated to showcasing the remarkable individuals on TikTok who are making a genuine impact beyond just their good looks and celebrity status. From advocates for social justice to comedians who brighten our days, this podcast celebrates the diverse talents that make TikTok a vibrant community. Tune in to discover the influencers you may not have heard of yet, but you definitely should know about. Welcome to the TikTok Influencers You Really Should Know About. I'm Christine Blasdell. I am your host and a fellow TikTok enthusiast, and this is the podcast that's dedicated to showcasing the remarkable individuals on TikTok who are making a genuine impact beyond just their good looks and celebrity status. And today I am so happy to be introducing to you a TikTok influencer in my mind who you really should know about. And that is, of course, the marvelous Kimberly Meredith. Kimberly is a world-renowned medical intuitive psychic medium, a global speaker, and a hands-on healer, and the best-selling Hay House author of Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing, and now a TikTok influencer that you really should know about. Welcome to the show, Kimberly.
Thank you for having me, Christine.
And let's jump right in, because I want to give I'll make sure that in the show notes I have a link to your TikTok channel. It's at Kimberly Meredith 11 for those of you that are just listening, but it'll be in the show notes as well. And tell the people, because when I say that you're a medical intuitive psychic medium, I can hear the proverbial consciousness of everyone going, "What is that? What is that? What is that?" Your beautiful gifts that you have.
Yeah, so I'm a deep psychic medium, meaning I go into trance. So it's a deep level of psychic mediumship, which I've been doing since I was young. I communicate through this blinking through my eyes. So I am in a very deep trance state when I do my mediumship. And I find the root cause of why people are sick. I do a lot of medical intuitive mediumship. So a lot of the clients that come to me are looking for health and wellness mediumship. And I also speak to the afterlife. So I do a lot of readings for people that want assistance finding out who their spirit guides are, or if a family member crossed over too. So I help connect people with the afterlife. And I'm also a healer. So I've got gifts of healing abilities. And I do a lot of working with the other side. But I was born with these abilities since I was little. So it's something that I never took a class or had to learn. I've just been doing it since I was really little. And then about 9 years ago, I had an accident where I lost my life and had 2 near-death experiences with that accident. And then it really came out full blown.
Kicked in, right?
Yeah, after the accident was really the near-death experience, I had lost consciousness for several moments, and was really grateful my life was restored back after that. And so I help people connect to the afterlife, and I find the root cause of why they're sick.
And a lot of times too, I know, because I've known you for many years, and I know that people will come to you a lot of times when they've tried everything. They've gone to the doctors, they've done, and the medical field will say, "Oh, there's nothing we can do," or, "Oh, you've got only, X amount of months left," whatever. And people will come to you, and you are their you are the answer for them in a place where everything is sort of in a box, right? And people don't want to think outside of that box, but you're able to tap into something. Now, is it the person's body that is speaking to you, or is it their spirit guide that is guiding you through this, or is it something else, something else that you're seeing, with your mind's eye?
Um, it's, I hear the messages through my left ear, particularly the spirit comes in and talks to me in the left ear. And it's usually, my spirit team, which is, and also their spirit, one of their main spirit guides will come to me and I'll help them find out who's speaking. Usually it's a relative of theirs will come in and start giving messages to, but it's really a breakdown of information maybe that they have may not gotten from a physician, or something that maybe is particularly not caught, that maybe, so maybe if they have a brain tumor or they have like a specific immune suppressed condition, I'll start hearing fast messages come through from one of my particular guides. So everyone has particular guides that work with them, like for business or health or romantic situations in their life. So my guides all kind of team up on my left shoulder and speak to me to the left ear. And they'll just start giving me all this information on the person's health and emotional information, and then I'll just start giving the person the information that maybe was left out that they needed.
Right.
And then
Right.
once they get the information, it'll make sense to the client. Oh yeah, I shouldn't be eating that, or yeah, I didn't get that information I may needed from the doctor. And
Right.
then it just all comes together. And so maybe, I don't know the person at all. I'll say to them, oh, did you know that you have this going on with your thyroid? You have this going on with the brain, if this, that, and they're like, yeah, I have Hashimoto's, or I have this. And they never told me a word. And then
Right.
I'll start into all these different things that leads up to why they are suffering. And so then we change the diet, we change the supplements or something that needs to go on with their body. And then also there's an emotional aspect to it with um, their lifestyle and their family, and maybe who they're around needs to be changed also. I'm also now currently a life coach. So I've started doing a lot of life coaching through the guides. It's a different type of spiritual life coaching program, which I step out of the way and my guides do the life coaching with the person. And many
Oh, I
people
love
are,
that.
yeah, many people are moving out of their current positions and jobs right now and moving into more of a passionate, I'd say fifth dimension, like taking them into a fifth dimensional state of more of a different type of career right now that they're moving into, and leaving something they had for years that they were doing that just wasn't fulfilling them, and getting them into a state of illness.
Oh yeah, I believe that. I believe that. What do they say that like Mondays are the biggest days where people will have like a heart attack because they have to go back to a job that they hate. And I think COVID too, that it changed a lot of things for people. They realized that that job that they had that they could rely on, air quotes, wasn't so reliable, and they had to pivot and think about doing something else. And to do something that you're passionate about, it has a whole other energy. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Now let's get into the TikTok aspect, because I mean,
Yeah.
I love TikTok and I love the algorithm because it just knows what to feed me. It just knows what to send to me. How long? When did you first start getting on TikTok and doing your videos?
Yeah. So I actually never had thought of being back on TikTok because I was always on Instagram and Facebook. And after my book came out, Awakening to the Fifth Dimension, Discovering the Soul's Path to Healing, my publishers, Hay House, and uh, said, would really be great if you wanted to do some TikToks and stuff, because you're getting into Barnes and Noble and you're getting into some of these uh book houses, and they like doing, it's called book talks, I guess. And so I was like, okay. And then I thought, I like creating videos and stuff, and I like doing the live readings and stuff. And I started really enjoying it. And then people liked me coming on and everything. And I felt it was a higher vibration than some of the other platforms, and
Right.
really enjoy the lives. And it's free, very free. And in dimensional frequency, because being in the 5D and going into that higher multidimensional frequency, because being in the fifth dimension, is where people are healed fast and easy. It's like being in a Harry Potter frequency, and you can be healed fast and easy when you're in the 5D. And I feel that TikTok has that frequency.
Isn't that interesting? I do too. Yes, there's a bunch of poo poo on there. There's some crazy stuff, and there's some, not great things. But what I find is the passion of the people that are creating, and everything from activists who are saying, this is what's going on in our country. This is what's happening with war. Because as we know, Meredith, and because I have been in media for many years in
Yeah,
broadcasting, and
amazing.
I know that the news and the mainstream lamestream media lies to you. They tell you what they want you to hear, right? And it's usually it's brought down from something else. uh I just knew that when I was watching TV news or listening to it, I did not feel well. I got a very strange feeling, energy from what was being programmed, presented, right? And so the beauty of podcasts and the beauty of TikTok is that we seek out the information that we want. We find those people that are what we resonate with, and we go, yeah, I feel their passion, or I feel their intention. And so that's what I love about TikTok. And the algorithm is brilliant because it just brings the people, like for you, I know that it's going to be bringing those people that need to hear what you're saying. They need to see as well, the work that you've done with your wonderful clients and everything. So it's a brilliant algorithm, don't you think?
Exactly. For me, being a psychic medium and being in the fifth dimension, hashtagging those words or my soul tribe is over on TikTok.
Yeah.
When I jump on TikTok, they're going to want to be there. I'm going to be there for them. When I'm over on another platform, they're maybe not going to understand some of the language that I'm speaking because that energy is not so familiar. Um, the world does understand dimensions, multidimensional energies and things, but I don't, I think the world understands more. I mean, like we're saying, there's freedom of speech, whether we want to understand something on TikTok or we don't want to understand, or we're not into something there. We can scroll by it. We're not going to always
Right.
like everything, but the interesting thing on TikTok is that for healers and spiritual speakers and energy workers and things like that, it's a very beautiful space to be in
Mm,
because a lot of freedom. It's a
there
lot of
is
freedom and
there.
very open to what we're doing. And someone like me, I am so different. I'm blinking. I'm communicating. I'm a star seed. I'm a crystal. I'm not your normal cup of tea. And people, I mean, my book is, the awakening. It's where we're going. We can't stop what's going to happen to us. We are awakening. We are ascending. We're in the ascension. And so this is my platform.
Yes. Yes. Well, and I knew that years ago when I first met you. But the veil is being lifted, and what happened, I believe what we're seeing right now too are the last gasps of an old paradigm that's dying off, and
Yeah.
people are waking up, and the lights are coming on, and when the lights all come on, the cockroaches go. So, so I'll be happy when that all goes. So give us an example of some, and I'll play a little clip from a video that you have on TikTok. But
Oh,
what are
God.
well, oh no, just a little, like a little something. It's all good. But I know that you also like to inform and educate people about the things that we consume, right? The foods, the ways that we can help our bodies heal even faster in this plane, in this dimension. But what are some of your favorite TikTok videos what are your favorite subjects to talk about? I know it's vast, but what do you really love getting into?
On TikTok, well, I take people into grocery stores, and I try to inform them not to use fluoride and what to watch on, what to not use with water, because it's very third dimensional. I try to inform people about certain products to stay away from that's very 3D. Um, that's really, really important. So I do a lot of grocery store shopping on my TikTok videos. I'm also trying to do a lot of information about energy healing, about the chakras and crystals, which crystals are better for us to relax our body. I do a lot of things about essential oils. I try to awaken people with frequencies of numbers, seeing different things like the 11s, the 3s, the 8s. I'm really into soul frequency readings, but it's really important right now, especially with what's happening with um, our energy and protection. So, like, it's very important with understanding what we're drinking and eating. So, I really do want people to understand that we are moving into a higher vibration right now. And it's really, really important to make sure that we're not eating anything that has chemicals in it.
And another thing too that I think with what we consume, that means also the music we listen to, the programs that we watch. Again, like I was talking about how if I would watch a news program, I'd get not a great feeling, right? And I intuitively knew to tune off. But the same thing is with music. That has been, that has been manipulated for a long time too, isn't it? But there are frequencies that are really healing, and those sound frequencies that we really should be listening to as well. Do you help guide people on that as well?
I do meditations and affirmations. I like the Om frequency, the 432 hertz. Um, I do a lot of taking people into the fifth dimension with specific prayers and affirmations. I'm not a specific religion. I'm more of non-denominational, but just guiding people through like this very important chakras. Like I really go into the chakras and try to do this like chakra healing vibration. Um, I try to explain to people that it's really important to have a whole pathway of healing. So it's not like, oh, I'm just going to do
Not just
this
one thing,
one
right?
day, but it's every single day, a meditation in the morning, a meditation in the evening, and really not judging people, even if they don't do it right now. Like if they're more third dimensional and you're more fifth dimensional. But right now, since I wrote the book, I'm now doing a new book I'm writing about soul frequencies. I'm very involved in the soul frequencies and soul ties and understanding that everything has a frequency. So like TikTok has a frequency, Instagram has a frequency, like every platform has every house has a frequency, every person has a frequency, and everybody has a number attached to them. And so it's very important to understand not to judge anything or anybody, because not everybody's frequency is going to work with your frequency.
Right, right. And that's okay.
Yeah, we're just all different types of frequencies and energies.
Ah, question for you. What do you since my darling, you are a wonderful intuitive psychic. What do you see or what do you feel that's coming up for us as humanity as we are just hurtling along here? What do you see happening?
I see more people finding their soul tribe
Hmm.
and collectively gathering in big communities and getting stronger together. I see this happening in 2026 being a big year of love and community. I think 2025 is going to work itself out still.
Yeah.
And then 2026 is going to be like a grand celebration party of like just really huge, big awakening party.
Yeah.
See it
I
really
see that
being
too.
big.
I feel that because even I just by going I just recently just jumped on the TikToks. Uh, you know, we had this massive storm on the East Coast, right? I mean, the hurricane and then like week or two later, another major hurricane. And it was by all accounts supposed to be like the worst, biggest, baddest thing ever. And the few people that I follow on TikTok that are really tapped into to energy, and they were holding like prayers, like let's all at this time, imagine it diminishing, sending love and protection to the people there, and let's lessen the impact. And I was just checking, and they were, that they're like this. It has an impact. It has our
Absolutely.
combined focused energy is very powerful. And I think that that is the thing that I don't want to say the powers that be, because they have no power here, but those people for hundreds of years or thousands of years have tried to make us be separated, right? And not join forces with our energy and our prayers and our love. Right. And now I think we're getting a taste of it, that oh, you mean we can have an impact on natural disasters? We can have an impact on epidemics or pandemics or those type of things. Yes, because you even have an impact on your own health, just your own person. So I think
Absolutely.
you're right. I think you're right. And in 2025, maybe it'll be our testing ground. It'll be our playground to test it out and see how it works.
Absolutely can happen. If you are absolutely on point, because if one person can get themselves all the way in the fifth dimension, having, ulcers and horrible GI tract bleeds and different things, and can take themselves into fifth dimension and heal themselves rapidly inside their organs and body, how cannot a collective group gather and pray? And I hold these events on my platform, and we pray for people, we hold in prayer, and they're healed, right? How could not massive groups get together and not hold in prayer for healing throughout the world, and do this more and more? And even their clusters, say in different groups around the country, start doing this.
Yeah.
And it is starting to happen. I'm doing on Saturday, I'm doing 2.5 hours on my group. I'm doing another 2.5 hours in another group for different prayers of groups of different things that we're doing. And it's going to keep happening more and more, and more people are going to do more and more of these groups, and it's going to be phenomenal.
Yes, I think so. I think so.
Very
Oh,
exciting.
Kimberly Meredith, I am so excited and so happy that you came on the show today. And I want people to go to your subscribe, follow Kimberly at her TikTok channel. It's if you needed to just find out where it is, it's at Kimberly Meredith 11. I'll have a link in the show notes. I'll also have a link to Kimberly's book as well that you want to pick up and do a wonderful read through. It's a beautiful companion in these times. And again, thank you so much, Kimberly. I just adore you, and keep up the great work that you're doing, sharing your light and love with the world.
Thank you. I love your podcast, and thank you for having me on your TikTok.
Mwah, 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 mwah. And I want to thank you, wonderful listeners and viewers, those of you who are watching on YouTube. Hello. And for those of you that are listening, share this episode if you got something out of it. If you had those goosebumps as well and you want to share this, please do that. And thank you again for listening. This has been the TikTok influencers you really should know about. For more information about this podcast and all my other stuff, you can go to christineblasdale.com. That link will be in the show notes. And if you want to just focus in on this show, you can go to the tiktokinfluencers.com. All right. Until next time, mwah, have a beautiful day, and keep scrolling. Keep scrolling, baby. Keep scrolling.